In today's biased news, the US condemns Israeli settler terrorism, Niger tensions reach critical levels, and Germany's unlimited train ticket is a massive success. In a rare move by the US government, a statement released by Washington condemned the killing of a Palestinian teenager by illegal Jewish settlers in the West Bank as terrorism, in light of skyrocketing violence from far-right nationalist groups in the settler colonial apartheid project. Israeli police detained 2 suspects on Friday near the village of Burqa. The 2 were part of a larger group that was torching cars, throwing rocks, and shooting at Palestinians when they were confronted. Several other Palestinians were wounded, and unsurprisingly, the Israeli police refused to place the blame on the illegal settlers attempting to push Palestinians out of their home through state-backed terror campaigns. Defense lawyers of the invaders claim that they acted in self-defense, despite going into people's neighborhoods with the sole intention of damaging property and injuring locals. The Israeli military called the event a confrontation that escalated. The US State Department accused the settlers of, quote, deliberate or depraved indifference homicide, saying, "We strongly condemn yesterday's terror attack by Israeli extremist settlers that killed a 19-year-old Palestinian, and urge full accountability and justice." Of course, the department also felt the need to condemn a Palestinian attack on a security officer in Tel Aviv as terrorism, trying to both sides a very clear issue. As is typical with Western reporting, violence and active ill intent is ascribed to Palestinians. Meanwhile, the settlers are merely innocent victims. Reuters states, quote, amid increased attacks on communities by Palestinians armed with guns, rocks, or firebombs, settlers have repeatedly rampaged in West Bank villages, causing extensive property damage. Now, if only Reuters would state how those illegal settlers created so-called communities in the middle of Palestinian land inhabited by Palestinians. Opposition lawmaker Benny Gantz stated, quote, "We are faced with the evolution of a dangerous Jewish nationalist terrorism. Whatever happened at Burqa, it joins a slew of events that beset our security forces with having to pursue rather than protect Israelis. This is a new development revealing the contradictions at the core of Israeli society. It is a nation built on apartheid that cannot maintain unity of its people in their genocidal ethno-state project. As an outgrowth of American military policy, the difficulties that Israel faces only mount year by year, as international public opinion is further swayed towards the right side of history." In Ethiopia, amid days of fighting between Fano militiamen and the ENDF in the Amhara region, a state of emergency has been declared. The Director General of Ethiopia's National Intelligence Service accused the militia of attempting to overthrow the regional and federal governments. The conflict has become the country's most serious security crisis since the Civil War. The state of emergency grants security services powers such as curfews, movement restrictions, and arrests without warrants. The government maintained their intent is to ensure national unity. Significant pressure and a possible historic moment is building in Niger. The country's new leaders have not reinstated the ousted president, which the West African regional bloc ECOWAS had given them a deadline to do. The new regime has ignored the deadline, leading to the bloc considering possible military intervention. Niger's strategically important resources have drawn attention from foreign powers, mostly the country's former colonizers. Niger has closed its airspace and claimed readiness to defend the territory. Early Monday morning, an Israeli missile strike near Damascus resulted in the death of 4 soldiers and caused unspecified material damage, as reported by Syria's state news agency. Syrian air defenses managed to intercept and shoot down some of the missiles. For a country that always claims to be under attack, Israel sure spends a lot of time giving other countries a reason to do so. Barbie, directed by Greta Gerwig, has surpassed $1.03 billion at the global box office, making Gerwig the first solo woman director with a billion-dollar movie. Barbie's success is largely thanks to its strong marketing campaign and its performance in major movie markets such as the UK, Mexico, Australia, and China. Margot Robbie, the producer and lead actress, had predicted the movie's success during the greenlight meeting with studios. The film and its iconic character have resonated with audiences worldwide, cleverly embracing both love and criticism associated with the brand and addressing cultural conversations about gender roles and women's empowerment. The film's success marks a significant achievement for women directors in the industry. And to end with some positive news, a win for public transport. Germany's €49 a month unlimited travel pass for buses and trains, known as Deutschland-Ticket, has resulted in a 25% year-on-year increase in low-carbon train trips, as reported by DB, the national rail operator. The pass was launched on May 1st to promote train travel over driving and reduce carbon emissions. The pass had already been used by nearly 10 million people by the end of June, indicating its popularity and success in easing the cost of living and encouraging sustainable transportation. That's all for today. We'll be back day after tomorrow with more news. If you'd like to see longer episodes with more in-depth analysis, consider becoming a patron so we can grow and expand.